It's now more than 5 months since we first talked about moving into the workshop that I'm about to show you. A lot has happened in the meantime, the most recent thing being the coronavirus outbreak, but the move was delayed even before that due to us not being in any great rush to incur the extra overhead, because we do have a workshop already, and the landlords having various renovations to do. 2 or 3 months probably after we first made a verbal agreement to take the space, the landlord decided that he probably may as well re-roof it, because it had an old asbestos roof, and I suppose he could see we weren't in any great rush and it probably would suit us both to get the roofing done, and I agreed. I said, yeah, that's fine. We've then had other interruptions along the way, but we are now firming up plans to get moving into this, and I think we're quite fortunate to find a landlord who's been willing to make changes, including knocking this shutter through, which wasn't there at all, and that's been knocked through because we said that's going to work better for us for board deliveries. The existing shutter is at the far end, which is a little bit less accessible, and having the two gives us a bit of a workflow through the space. I'll spin this around and I'll show you a bit more of what's been happening. One of the big delays was a huge new draining run had to be cut through. So there was a problem with existing drainage, and that went down, I think, some meters by the time it gets to the road there. So that's been a lot of labour for them. It does mean they've now instated drainage at the far end there, which opens up options for us where we could have a toilet and kitchenette at the far end, whereas previously the plan was to put it at this end. A lot of that is still up for grabs, which is no bad thing, because whereas we had talked with the landlord about having a toilet and kitchenette down here, as I'm doing space planning, I've since questioned whether it's the best place, and I'm quite glad really that we're talking now about an arrangement where we have a month for free, and in that month, after starting to set the space up and get a feel for what works, the landlords could do the toilet and kitchenette in that period, so we're not committed to an arrangement that then we find doesn't suit us so well. The new shutter is only about 2.6 meters wide, which is a little bit limiting, but with care we should be able to get most boards in. That was set by the width of the lintel of the existing window that's been cut through there. The existing shutter is a lot wider down at the far end there. These two spray booths, when the re-roofing was done, I said to the landlord, well, this is an opportunity to remove one. If the roofing hadn't been done, I was going to just keep them both in place, because I didn't want to be messing around with those huge grate extractor pipes going through an asbestos roof. Since they've done all that work, I've had them take out the pipes, the 2 extra pipes that were next to those, and the booth now can be removed. We're just discussing options. It's possible our neighbours, I think it's C&B Joinery, it's possible they might take it. I'm not sure if it fits because their roof height is a bit lower. But it seemed like an opportunity to get rid of that, because that frees up more space now in what will be the main production area. The panel saw will be somewhere around here. CNC machine probably down behind me at the far end. I was thinking down in that far corner. There is a doorway there to the left that serves as a fire escape if needed for our neighbours, who would have to come through there, through our workspace and out this door. We're anticipating partitioning off this second spray booth, which is a wider one, so more than big enough for our needs. And so then this whole area would be the spraying area, and we would definitely want to keep or to reinstate insulation in the ceiling. All that insulation has been removed when they were doing the asbestos roof, so they could thoroughly hoover everything down as they worked on that. I'm considering now being able to see that brand new roof with the lights in it, the skylights. I'm considering now the pros and cons of possibly opening it up a bit more. This area down here was going to be our office in one of our early plans. With the spray booth in this area, this false wall that is insulated gives us the opportunity to put inlet filters here so the air can come in the side and be sucked through filters and out there, which has the benefit then of parts that are drying, which could go on racks with the air coming past them. Possible issues with that: cold air moving too quickly past water-based finishes can cause cracking, but then there's ways you can heat it. I'm back here again a couple of weeks after that last footage, and the landlord's gone ahead and made progress. He's ripped out the ceiling at that far end, and in fact I've got here just in time to confirm that we do want to keep the ceiling here. The electricians are in, and they're going to take out these lights and put LED panel lights, so we won't have any dust traps above the spray area. We'll have flat panel lights, and we'll be enclosing this with a wall that will be around about on that line of the ceiling. These other ceiling tiles will go all together, and we'll then have that open roof space with the skylights visible. The landlord's already organised removing the insulated wall just up till this point, which has reclaimed us about 2 feet of space, because the line of the wall was to there. And then, as I think I mentioned before, we've got this cavity behind that wall, which is a good thing because that can then draw air into the spray booth with an inlet filter through that wall, and a nice even draw of air then right across that space.